Howdy y'all, from McLeod Homestead. Come to you out here in the field right now. So we'll make our way up to the garden. I know it's been a while since I've done an update on anything other than shorts. Real fast on the shorts. If you like the chicken videos, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what y'all like and what you want to see different. If you want just some more out in the field, if you want me talking, let me know. So I'd like to show y'all what you want to see. But I'm out here in the field right now. I'm going to go through the garden, just kind of show you everything. But I want to show you something we're doing out here. So you can see this cut line right behind me. So we took about an acre of our field out here, and we're just going to kind of let it go. We might plant some wildflowers out here next season. But this is just going to kind of be like, let it go back to nature, let nature have it. I've already been walking out here before, and I've seen some new trees, some oak trees and native trees coming up. I just want to give it back, let nature have it. So we weren't using it anyways. All we were doing is constantly cutting down the grass for hay and stealing those nutrients out because they were hauling the hay off. That's another reason I think the field's going to have a little bit of trouble this year, but we'll see what happens. But so this is our acre. I actually measured it out. So we got way down there. I got a post down there on that end, and I got a post here in front of me, kind of marks it out so and I don't mow it. I've seen plenty of deer out there. Looking out at night, seeing smaller critters out there, don't know what. I just see eyes looking back at me. So that's what's going on that field there. So if you ever look out and you're like, man, that looks like it's just grown over. Yep, it is. Give you an update on our fruit trees here. So we've had a lot of rain the past couple of weeks. The first one was a pear tree. So we're looking at 4 pear trees here right now. But we've had a lot of rain. The ground has been saturated with it. Some stuff's not liking it, some stuff's loving it. I'll show you once we get up into the garden. We've lost some stuff. That one's looking a little rough there. That's a pear tree. So I don't know what to do. Can't really berm it up and stop it from coming into the field because I need it, because here in probably a couple weeks I'm going to be wishing for all that rain. Just hopefully not all at once in one day. So this here is going to be our first peach tree. Not much of a tree now, it's just kind of a stick. It did not like that rain. After all that rain, it started looking rough. It looks like it's got no green on it, no leaves at all. So we'll leave it. I'm the type of person that leave it, see what happens. Second peach tree here, it is doing okay. It looks a little rough, so I don't know, y'all. We'll see. If you got ideas, once again, leave them down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Third peach stick, same thing. This one at least has one little leaf down there. Don't know if y'all can see it right down there. So it's got something. But yeah, peach trees just, for whatever reason, with all that rain, they just started looking rough. That's the last one there. That's the 8th fruit tree. So let's look at our 8 fruit trees we put in the ground this year. Trying to walk backwards here. I'm facing a beautiful country sunrise here, trying not to blind y'all and allow you to see me still. Over here I do have 2 orange trees I put in the ground. This one here, the smaller one out here, right there, that was a shoot, I think, off of another tree. Don't know what will happen. It may never produce, but I'll grow me a tree right there. And then this bigger one, this one we call Leo. That one's in memory of a dog that lived his life out and went on to cross that rainbow bridge. So those that know us, my wife works as a vet assistant, and they do home hospice, y'all. She's a much stronger woman than I could ever be. Even be a strong man, I don't know how she does it. But so that's Leo. He's an orange tree. Like I said, it's just a memory plant that the owners gave to them. So he's planted out here. Hopefully he'll do good. So we're getting up here into the garden now. So I got basil out here. This is my basil army I got going on, fighting against the deer still. I don't know if it's the fencing, extra fencing I've done around the gardening, or the basil. Seemed like I've been having better luck this year against the deer. So I got different types of basil. This big pot, I'm trying to get y'all blinded again. This big pot here, this is Thai basil. And then this big one back here is also Thai basil. Some of it came up last year. I actually put some more seeds in this year. And then some of it is carryover from a little cutting wife and I and Mama, we were at an Asian restaurant, and they had a little piece of Thai basil on there for like garnish. I took it home, stuck it in some water, said, let's see what happens. It grew. I gotta get out of here today. That's why I'm actually out here a little bit earlier trying to get this video done so I can get stuff done in the yard. I need to get out here to do some weeding and stuff, but I want to let y'all see what's going on. Blueberries, they're doing good. So I did come through early on. I picked off any blueberries I saw coming. I wanted these plants to concentrate on getting established. They are new to the ground this year. We bought them this year, put them in. So I didn't want them producing fruit. That takes a lot of energy and nutrients and everything they need to grow that fruit. I didn't want that. I wanted, let's get established, give me fruit next year or maybe even the year after. We did have some that still popped up, came out here. It tasted good. It was blueberries, fresh blueberries off the bush. Little tomato. This one actually just carried over, came up on its own. I transplanted it because it was in an overcrowded bed. Just stuck it here, see what happens. Along here I do have some watermelon. Let's see if we can get in here. I don't have any yet. Right there's a watermelon vine coming up. You can see that little yellow flower. That's part of the watermelon vine. I got another one in there. We're looking there. I lost one, 2, and then was this 4? I think I got 4 out here. But here's another little watermelon. See if I can get y'all a little picture. Look at that little watermelon actually coming up right there on it. So got watermelons coming. They like that rain. So my provider beans, I grew some provider beans here. Didn't like it. They're gone. Don't know. More basil along this back row. This is just kind of a back row in the garden. These 2 cages here, these are a raspberry and something else we tried to grow yesterday. Deer got them. If they didn't eat them, they stepped on them, but they started coming back. So I fenced them, tried to protect them, see if they come on back. Same thing here, basil. I got basil everywhere, y'all. You need basil, I got basil. This is a blueberry. Sorry, blackberry. Blackberry, we did the same thing. Deer trampled it, ate on it, so, but it's still in there. It's still struggling, but it's still alive. And then of course the corner basil. So if you see it right there, this is something I'd like to do more of. This is our back shed. That is our rain barrel. We bought that years ago before we moved out there. It's a 50-gallon rain barrel. It's got a spigot on it. I got 2 of them out here. That one's back here on the garden. The other one's up on the house. We use up there. We use that water for the chickens and just watering. So it keeps us from putting the city water. Believe it or not, we're not on well out here. We're on city water. Keeps us from putting that city water into the garden. We do have a whole home filtration with water softener, so that water's has that extra salt. I'm trying not to put that into the garden. Some of it's okay, but some days I can really taste it, and I just don't want it in the garden. So this bed here, this is going to be my tomato bed. All these beds like this here, I built out here. This is just a 2x10. I'll try to do another video. We're going to do more of these. It gets them up off the ground, so that all that rain hopefully drains on out, and it doesn't hurt the plant as bad. Tomatoes, these are loving that rain. So this first one here, this is a Rutger tomato, these first 2. So these are going to be bigger tomatoes you can see here growing. Coming up right there. We've already harvested some of them. It's a good eating tomato. So they're going to be bigger like a slicing. The next 2 are going to be Ace 55s. So that's an Ace 55 tomato, and hopefully y'all can see up in there. There's one up in there ready to pick, hopefully, as long as bugs and birds didn't get to it. And then these last 2 are going to be cherry tomatoes. And you can see I got plenty of them ready to go. I try not to harvest. Mama Bear comes out here with the cub, and they come out and they harvest everything. Cub loves to harvest the garden. They came out a couple of days ago with the basket. They got cucumbers and okra and peppers and tomatoes off of everything. Big old basket full. So I'll leave that, and they'll come out and they'll do their thing. So moving on over. So right here, these are my marigolds. If y'all don't remember, I planted these from seed this year. My idea was this was going to be my pollinator bed. All this bed is for is to attract those bees and butterflies and get those things in here that help pollinate all my plants. So this idea, once again, came from Perkins Good Earth Farms up in Indiana, outside Wheatfield, Indiana at that. So I got family live up there. We stayed on their farm and saw rows of these throughout their area. And that's all it's for. So love the idea. It looks pretty. It brings in some color to the garden also, other than just all my green before all the reds and everything starts coming in. So I do have some strawberries down in here. That's what's under this fence here. We started off with them in containers up by the house. They weren't doing very well, so I brought them out here. So one thing I am going to try to do is get y'all down here. These little runners here, so I can take it, and you can see some of them are already starting to do it in the bed, so I need to get after it. But I'm going to come in, I'm going to put this little plant runner off here, and I can set that down into a little pot of dirt and stake it in there, and I can already feel there's a little bit of root there coming in, and it will root there. Once that root gets established, I can cut that off, and that gives me another strawberry plant to keep growing, to keep giving me, to basically expand my garden on it without having to go and buy additional plants or seeds or anything like that. So that's things I'm looking into, research, and trying to figure out how to do on my own. Once again, it cuts cost. So if y'all hear clicking, that's this guy right here. I unhooked him so I could do this video. And here comes the dogs out at me. But this here is a deer deterrent. It's got a little motion sensor in there so that when I put it out in the garden, so that when the deer come, you can hear it clicking, it's going to start spraying. I got it disconnected right now, and it scares the deer off. Unfortunately, it scares dog and daughter off too. So right here, I had the onions growing. We have harvested pretty much all the onions. Mama Bear spent a couple hours yesterday cutting up onions. She said she thinks we're going to be good till next harvest. So that's something we are done buying for the year, which is our goal. Get as self-sufficient on as much as we can. And so that's one thing. I don't have to buy onions now. It's not a big cost, but it's something. We got some peppers coming in. The banana peppers. These are some hot peppers. You harvest these peppers and your sinuses, you can feel your sinuses already starting to open just from the smell of these peppers. And then we got some bell peppers also coming in. This bell pepper here, get y'all in a little bit closer. That one right there, deer got into it before I had a fence around it. They nubbed it down to the ground. It's coming back. It's looking good though. Okra, inside this cage here is the okra and broccoli. It's all looking good. We've been getting okra off the plant, plenty of it. Every other day we're harvesting okra off of it. Broccoli is actually a cool season plant, and it is not cool here anymore. We're in triple digits already, but it's still looking good. Maybe it was all the rain, don't know. But I got heads of broccoli coming up. If you've never seen it before, that is what a head of broccoli on a plant looks like, y'all. Coming up right there. So looks just like you see in the store. It won't get as big because we don't put any of the fertilizers or anything on it. We try to stay as natural as we can out here. We don't want that in the dirt. You put it in the dirt, it gets in your plant, and it gets in you. So moving on through here, got a little tomato plant here. So this was another cherry, grew, ran out of room in that bed, so it got put in the ground over here. We've gotten some off of it. So I was telling y'all earlier, some of the plants did not like the rain. My peas are gone, did not like it. So we got some peas off of them. They were good. That was another plant that daughter loves. She'd come out here, pick the pod, open it up as sweet peas, and she'd eat that pea raw off that vine. I did put some basil in here also, just to kind of hopefully keep the deer, make them not want to come up here as much. So let me show y'all what those are protecting. And I'm really liking these. So this is my cucumber trellis and vines here. I've showed y'all this before. The cucumbers weren't doing like they are now. This is just the same kind of wiring I have here, just staked down in the ground. I had to put in a stick there, T-post in the middle, and then it's attached to the fence up at the top. And it just gets them up off the ground. If ideally, it does like that there. That is a cucumber hanging off of there. We got some other ones coming through there. We've been getting cucumbers off of these. These are straight 8 cucumbers grown. I don't remember if we grew them from seed or if we did go ahead and buy the plant, but they're doing great. Like I said before, I got this idea from another YouTube channel, Mark over on Self-Sufficient Me channel. I watch him a lot of inspiration from him, but he came up, had a video on this. I like the idea. I'm going to do it again. Definitely recommend it. My neighbors talked about doing it too now. Next year though, I'm going to try to do it maybe out of a raised bed. We're going to be building more raised beds next year. So for the most part, that's it for the garden. You know, I do have a raised bed up by the house that it still has some tomatoes coming in, and actually still got some kale. Potatoes, I didn't show y'all. I just kind of did a video during some rain. This was potato crops here. Like I said on that video early on, potatoes kind of flopped. It didn't like all the rain. I did get some usable potatoes. I might even just use some of them just to put back in the ground. I might try a fall potato garden this year. And I'm gonna do it out one of these raised beds, probably over there where the onions were or something like that. I do have some stuff popping up still here though. That right there is a sunflower. Had some partial pack of sunflower seeds, so I went ahead and put them in the ground. I say it a lot on this, see what happens. Sunflowers popping up. So that's it, y'all. So last two things there, just so you know what I've got. That's my compost cans. So that's how I compost. I'll top dress beds with that next year. Super simple. It's a no-turn system. Try to do a video on that. There's plenty of them out there. That's how I got the idea. But essentially it's just a trash can with holes in it, piece of pipe down the middle with holes in it, and you just put your greens and browns in there. So this yellow one is full. It's got worms in there. They're doing their thing. All I do now is come out and put some water in there every now and then. This one is the new one. We're working on filling it. It actually started off as a trash can, potato trash can. Now we're using it for compost. So that is it. That's it for the garden. Dogs are barking. Everybody's getting up. They're barking at the chickens. Chickens are doing good. Y'all seen the videos. We actually got our first egg yesterday, y'all. So little brown egg, mama bear and cub. We're gonna probably eat that up this morning for breakfast. So we're getting there, little at a time. So y'all stay safe, stay dry, stay hydrated. It's hot. So, and I'll talk to y'all later.